Hey guys, happy Friday, legends. Hope you guys had a good week.
Friday legends?
Happy Friday, legends. Like I'm saying happy Friday, comma, legends. Like I'm calling them legends.
Oh.
People that are listening. I'm saying,
Wow, legends. The comments have been lovely.
That's why I'm saying happy Friday and calling them legends.
Legends.
Hoping that you all had a good week.
I had a good week.
And what happened this week for you?
Nothing much. I lived. I woke up every morning.
Nice. That's a plus.
That's a good week.
That is a good week.
Yeah, it was just a week.
Just a week.
It was a good week because I woke up every day.
That's good.
And I did stuff.
Nice. My week wasn't as good.
Yes, it was.
I had to fork out a bunch of money for my cat to have 2 teeth removed.
Yeah, but you got to see Youngblood.
That was last. Wait, that was.
No, you were seeing him that night.
Ah, so it has been within. Okay, yeah, true.
So that's within the week.
Yeah, so that was good. I got to see Youngblood. That was really fun.
It was really fun.
It was really fun. It was a really good show. I was really tired the next day though. And then, my cat got a little bit sick the other morning, so had to rush her off to the vet and she had to have 2 rotten teeth removed. Which isn't me being a bad pet owner. That's
It
just...
is.
No.
When was the last time you brushed your teeth? Or flossed them? Never. What a bad mother you are.
No, it just happens to animals, apparently.
Animals.
So yeah, she's now... looks a bit funny when she meows because she doesn't have the 2 top fangs anymore. She just does the bottom one.
Oh, so she can't kill native animals anymore.
She doesn't anyways. Even the vet was like, is she going to bite if I try and open her mouth? I was like, I don't think this thing's ever bitten anything. She's so placid. she's a rag doll, so they're just...
Vanilla.
Yeah, they're cute.
With blue eyes.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was my week.
That was your week.
Well, I don't think anything else more really exciting happened. I went to a 3-year-old's birthday. It was the animals.
Animals.
And face painting. I didn't get my face painted.
Why not?
I thought about it. But I had to go to the shops after, and knowing me, I would forget that I had face paint on and just walk into the supermarket.
Like you do after doofs.
Yeah.
That was all. I thought
that's...
you moving into the studio and sleeping in a tent. And then making the whole place smell like a fish and chips shop with the salt and vinegar.
So anyone who... the YouTube should be up by now, by the time this podcast's up, shouldn't it?
What YouTube? Oh, that one. Did we film it though?
It'll be in the background.
Will it?
Yeah.
I haven't edited that, so I don't know if
that'll be up yet.
Yeah,
by the time
how much we saw.
But if anyone sees a tent in the back of an upcoming YouTube, that was because I had to dry my tent out from when it got flooded at the festival the other week.
2 weeks later, after the mould had already half eaten the thing.
So it looks like there's a homeless person living in our studio. That's not.
That's every day. At least you're not sleeping in the car out the front.
Gosh. Yeah, that's that. People are going to, it's going to be funny.
That's going to be funny. Yeah.
We'll get some comments about it.
Yeah, why'd you cut the tent out?
And hopefully our mics are fine now.
Just as a disclaimer, this is, even though we're putting these on YouTube, it's because YouTube have they recognize audio only, which means it's 2 people talking or 1 person recognizes that and then has sort of put them into a podcasty type of search environment.
Right.
And that's why they've got their chapters where they can automatically chapter things up. There's a whole heap of stuff. And there's rumor has it that YouTube's most likely going to have an area which is actually called podcast. Right. And you've got people like Joe Rogan who have been doing it for a long time. Mm-hmm. And we have, the only continual comment we get was...
To move our mics out of our faces.
To move our mics out of our faces. And I sort of go, well, Joe Rogan and all the other really big people, the reason the mics are right in front of our faces, it gets the most sound. We're in a very noisy area, so we need our faces fairly close so we don't get as much of the noise background.
But I understand. People want to see our beautiful faces.
I don't understand why they want to see mine. But it was more the fact that this is being recorded as a podcast for people to do while they're doing their ironing or vacuuming the house or driving a car or sitting in a train.
But we've taken on the feedback and we hope that it's a bit better now so you can see our beautiful faces.
Thanks for the noise on the table.
Sorry, it was my ring.
Your ring. Well done.
Thanks.
Well, have you got something to talk about or do you want me to start with my...
Well, you've been so excited about this elusive thing that you...
I was going to leave it till the end.
Oh.
No, I'll do it at the start.
Okay.
So, yeah, I was doing a little bit of mentoring this week and I was having trouble getting through to a certain person. It was a model, and it sort of all of a sudden dawned on me that just a pretty picture or just a nice music track or just an all right movie, that's all they are. But to try and make it stand out how hard it is to go to that next level, I needed to go somewhere. So I'm going to use, I know my duck and rabbit didn't work. Everyone saw Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck. I don't know what it is with me and the yellow duck. So anyway.
It was Amsterdam with all the yellow ducks.
The duck shops, I'm going to try this one on Bec.
Okay.
And all right, so your favourite band.
Yep.
How many would you say are iconic songs?
Like, there's an entire album that's iconic.
Not one bad.
Pretty much. They don't make any music like that anymore, but it was their first album.
Right, so out of how many albums they got?
3,
So more
5?
5 albums. So they've done 5 albums and only one's iconic.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, like, that's just a starting point. But then there's so many iconic songs. They've got like that. I mean, like, I just think that whole album's iconic.
All right, so you're a bit of a fangirl of everything they do.
No, but there's one album that was a bit of a meh, but there's probably like
not working in my favourite order. You're killing me again.
I'm sorry.
Logic.
Okay.
So now let's come down to Tarantino movies. How many iconic?
Well, like
for you,
for me, like Kill Bill, Pulp Fiction, Django's pretty iconic.
But they're pretty much the main ones, aren't they? They come to mind straight away.
Yeah.
Right. Think of Adriana Lima. How many iconic, sitting in your head now, photos of her? Photos you can remember.
My mind's going a million miles an hour because there's so many of them.
Yeah, but they're not iconic.
Yeah.
Iconic are the ones that stand out.
I know, but...
Come on, iconic.
So...
You, everybody else I've done this to could do it perfect.
I know, I'm just useless.
No, you're not useless.
Yeah, no, I can think of a bunch.
Yeah, but how many photos has she had?
Oh, like bajillions.
Right, but how many of the bajillions would you say would be her iconic photos?
Maybe like 15, 20.
All right, cool. This is more where I want to go.
Oh, okay.
So she's been modelling for
I thought you were wanting me to like name
No,
specific...
no.
Oh, okay.
I just want you to say how many.
Oh, okay, right.
So you reckon 15, 20 of her photos would be iconic in your mind? All right, and how many years you reckon she's been modelling?
Since she was like 19?
No, younger than that.
Oh, really?
First shoot was 16.
Oh, okay.
Well, that was the one with Patrick DeMichelle, yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know she was 16.
And she might have been younger than that.
And she's like in her 40s now.
Yeah, so it's a long time. All right. So if you look at that and sort of divide up, maybe she creates 1 or 2 iconic pictures a year.
Yeah.
Right. So then us photographers and models and things like that are trying to create an iconic photo every week.
Yeah.
Well, if you can get the best in the world, who can't? And I just sort of think about any of the bands I grew up loving, like Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, and that, there is iconic songs that really, really stand out. And even if you go to Queen, you know, maybe say half their singles are iconic. Well, think of all the other songs on all the other albums that never really went anywhere.
Yeah.
So to be able to create that iconic, it's got to be a really special song or special picture.
Well, I guess like even if we exclude Bring Me's first album, but even in their last like 4 albums, I'd say there's probably like, maybe they've got more than that. Anyway, I would say there's maybe got like about 5.
Right.
So it's probably like about one an album,
Yeah.
Which is like kind of like the song from the album, and it's like the one killer one, like the iconic song from that album.
Well, you've seen me get friggin' down during the last couple of years of not being able to create the type of photos I want to create. But then when I start looking at even them, and I still did create, when I look now, I have still created every maybe 10th photo shoot, I've created a picture that really, that's what I call as a me picture for me that stands out.
I remember you getting all down about how I think it was when we couldn't shoot because we were in lockdown, and you were posting old photos that you had taken, and you got really down and you said that you hate that whenever you post an old photo, it gets heaps of likes, which I know, like we were speaking a little while ago about social media and how that doesn't matter, but still, we do look at that number.
Yeah.
And you were getting down that your older photos were getting more likes than the newer ones you were taking, and you were thinking, have I lost it? Am I not creating? But then the thing is, the older photos you were posting were the iconic ones. Like, you know what I mean? So that, of course, they're going to get likes. Just photos that you would take, which are great photos, but they weren't, whereas you were specifically choosing those older ones because they were iconic. So, of course, they're going to do well.
Yeah. And this is where I did, like, there was that period of about 4 years slowly being dragged away from my passion.
That's a bit different.
But I still created the odd photo during that period that still I really love. It's just that the overall, I was going away from where my roots were and where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
So this is what I've held off all week. And see, if I'd spoke about this beforehand, this discussion would have been terrible. You would have already known an answer straight away, and it wouldn't. Everyone wouldn't get to see or hear your brain moving while
my one brain cell bouncing around like the DVD symbol. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes, I think so.
Like,
I think it's more like tipping point, that one thing that comes down and just doesn't move anything.
No, my one brain cell is the DVD symbol that bounces when the DVD player goes to sleep. That's my brain.
Right, at least something's still moving.
But okay, so that's your way of saying, like, not to get down, because, like, not every photo shoot needs to be iconic, because...
Well, if it is, then you've got nothing that's iconic. They're all the same.
It's all the same, like,
You have to have those...
The point of difference.
Yeah, you need those standout pictures, or even with the band, that standout song that's so different. Or so it's not so different, just so what that band is, or that's their sound. And I think this is one of the problems with some of the one-hit wonder bands, is one of their first albums, the first single is such a good song.
It's hard to come
then
back
they're trying to come back with another iconic song straight away, whereas someone like In Excess, I think there's 2 or 3 albums before they started to get really iconic songs, but then people went back to their earlier and goes, oh, this is
really good, yeah. Well, I guess even, I know it's a bit of, well, no, it's not really that much of a stretch, but even with me and my outfits I wear to festivals, like, there are certain ones that I just knock it out of the park, and everyone's like, oh, that's the best out. And then next festival I might try, but my outfits might not live. But that's okay. There'll be other festivals and I'll have another iconic look. But
it just might take another 5 festivals.
Maybe. Yeah. Sometimes it does. Sometimes I don't have another iconic look.
Just won't happen in winter festivals.
No, those looks are not iconic. But no, like the one I wore to Rainbow a few years ago, that was iconic. I made the mask from scratch, like decorated it myself, and I put together this really cool, like, Mad Max style thing. And I don't think I've put that much effort into it, but I put effort into it.
Well, I just think of your Halloween things.
Oh, yeah, I love Halloween.
There was one of you.
The Freddy Krueger
one.
That was so good.
By far better than anything else you've done.
Yeah, and then I think I tried to follow that up with, like, Little Red Riding Hood, and that was just not as cool. Yeah, it was cool, though.
Looks like something on Leg Avenue.
Probably was, to be honest. It was still cool, but it wasn't as iconic as the Freddy Krueger and Jason that
was pretty
me and Jared did. Yeah. But yeah, so it can't always be iconic. Doesn't mean you should stop trying.
No, I'm not saying, but you can't try. The problem is if you try to be iconic, it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
You've just got to roll with it, and the right lighting set up with the right model and the right moment. They put the right song on that made it feel exactly that.
And clicked right at the right time. When everything aligns, then it happens.
And your memory card didn't die, so you got to keep the picture, and it was sharp enough in focus that you didn't delete it.
Oh my gosh.
Today, the shoot I did today, there's one picture, I absolutely love it, and it was out of focus, and I looked at the 2 frames, the one before and one after, and I was completely mystified. I did think I actually was in the middle of focusing when I clicked, but I've just gone,
don't care.
The picture each side I would never use, but the out of focus one, I freaking love this picture.
Yeah.
And it's a long way out of focus, not a bit out of focus.
But do you care?
No.
Yeah.
No, I did. I showed you some of the work on some of my new stuff I'm doing.
Yeah.
Taking pictures of bokeh.
Yes.
Defocusing, putting my lenses to, and it's thanks to my Leica, which I Leica, and that with a fast lens, so shooting at 1.2, 1.4 type of things, and I'm fully defocusing the maximum I can to what I'm shooting at, just to get these blotches of highlights and shadows and soft bokehs, not sharp. And it looks really cool, and I'm actually going to blow a couple up big, and they're going to hang in my walls because I'm got a shot. I know this sounds really, really stupid. I get too much time. In my house, we have only 2 rooms have curtains in. And our room doesn't. And we've got the big window that's straight out in the front balcony out into the front yard, which you can't see from the street. And when I woke up, laying on my side, if I just slightly opened my eyes, it's just this beautiful mottle. I want to get in there and take that shot because I want that on me or iPad or laptop just for if I'm getting homesick when we're traveling. I can just look at that and it's
that's my bed.
That's my view from my bed.
That's cute.
I know it's weird. Everyone thinks it's weird not to have curtains.
I think it's weird, but I need blackness. I'm
so
vampire.
I really enjoy just daydreaming out through the thing at like 5 a.m.
Oh God, no! Give me blackness, please.
Blackness.
Oh, was it Tess? Tess calls me the vampire.
The vampire. Yeah, when we were traveling, we had a couple of Airbnbs. One didn't have a curtain at all, so I gaffer taped one up for you.
Yeah.
But then your door was a glass door, like it was smoky glass, and there was heaps of light in the hallway that was lighting you anyway.
Yep. So then you gaffer taped that up for me as well.
That's why I hung a sheet or something over that.
Give me the darkness.
Oh, was it London or was it the...
Oh, London at the horrible place. The curtain, it had a curtain, but the light just came in every side and the whole room was white. So the light came in from the side and then just illuminated the whole room. So that was fantastic. And then we went to that really nice hotel because we couldn't stay there anymore. And that had beautiful blackout curtains. And a really nice bed. And it was really good. I was happy then.
And sheets that had thread count.
Oh, yes. And
it didn't have fluff
paint
balls.
wasn't peeling off the walls. There was no black mold. It was nice.
It's nice. Don't get used to it.
No, I booked the accommodation for America. It should be all right.
Yeah, I think it'll be all right.
Nice.
Better be.
It's
your last chance.
Don't say that.
Oh, don't say that.
Please don't. I've really tried.
Another sort of thing, and this actually started with the same model, and I had this message came up from somewhere, I don't know if it was YouTube or whatever, but it was somebody who was struggling and they spent the last 6 months watching every single YouTube that they could on this and that and the other thing. And it really, one of the things that really became apparent is, and I just sent him back questions. So have you ever tried anything? No, he's just sitting there watching YouTube thinking he can learn photography without actually going out and doing it. And I ended up having a chat with him just back and forward. Yeah. Just between the two of us. And it turns out like he thought he could learn photography by, he'd read something, he'd just sit in a lap with the camera and just shoot this. And he thought he could, and I said, so one of the earliest YouTubes you looked at that taught you something, what was that? And he couldn't remember. I said, so he didn't tell you.
Because you didn't sink in.
Well, he didn't go out and do it.
Yeah.
It's like that thing I said that if you write something down, there's more chance you're going to remember it. If you say it out loud, there's more chance in thinking it. Whereas if you're typing it, don't know, something about typing on computers, it doesn't seem to sit in my memory. Whereas if I write it, and I can't read my writing, but if I write it, always remember.
I find, when I was still at school, I was studying for exams and stuff. The one that I did the best in was psychology, and mainly because I was passionate about it, but I also practiced it the most because it was interesting. And so the way that I practiced like my studies was
on your mum?
Yeah, so I'd handwrite, or yes, but not in the way you're thinking. So I would handwrite out all of my notes. So I've already put that into practice by handwriting it out. But then to set it in even more, I'd get my notes and I'd go and I'd sit with mum, and instead of her reading her book before she'd go to bed, I'd sit there and I would explain what I was studying to my mum, but because it's someone who's so far removed from this, like she doesn't understand it, I had to really dumb it down. So me dumbing it down in a way that my mum's going to understand it, it made it sink in even more to me. And I think that's partially why I did so well, because I really, really understood it all.
What's that thing? Explain it like you're 5.
Yeah, which is what I do to mum, but then like me explaining it made it sink in more, and then I was creating other ways that made me remember it. So I still knew the material, but I had this different way of like, oh, okay, I actually understand it. I found that helped. And just in a way of learning things.
Yeah, no, I was doing, I can't remember where it was. It might have even been on Volley or somewhere. I was talking about the same thing. Oh yeah, somebody asked a question. And I think they were asking, it was in the community area, asking people what are they getting out of Inspire in a good way. So what is really helping us? And I've actually answered it myself. I said, well, I know I'm the one who's making it, but I have actually learnt so much by revisiting everything I do subconsciously, consciously, which now makes me actually look for the things that I know that annoy me, or the things that I really know that if I do these, the pitch is going to be to my liking. And it's more and more sticking in. And it came into the shoot we did with Anna, which I was so happy with that shoot. She was for a new album cover poster, and the song's Tears for something. I can't remember what it's called.
Tears on a Letter.
Tears on a Letter. And she wanted a leather jacket. There was a certain look that she wanted. We set all of that up. But then we got the shot that she was happy with. And I said, no, I'm going to take it to, there needs to be the real emotion to the story. So the story is a pretty sad. And because we'd also been talking about things, and she mentioned that she could cry. And I said, right. And as soon as I started talking, she goes, oh no, I know what he's going to make me do.
He's going to make me cry.
And that's one frame.
That's a really
single
cool
frame. I'm not going to retouch it at all.
Yeah.
The little creases in her forehead, you can see, but it still looks pretty.
Yeah.
But there's that one tear come out.
Yeah.
And it seems like just me doing what I'm doing now, and the more I'm talking about the thoughts in my head, the more that I'm actually reinforcing them back into my own, what I do.
Yeah, cool. That's
Sorry
cool.
about the rain, if you can hear the rain.
We couldn't hear it on whatever episode it was that we had it. I listened to it and I couldn't hear it.
Yeah, I think our noise gate might be gating it.
Hopefully you can't hear it. Sorry if you can. Anyways.
Yeah, we can't do anything about it. We can't afford a soundproof studio.
Yeah, so it's reinforcing. Yeah, exactly. And I think that really helps. And it's like, I want to learn, I've been saying it for a while, I want to learn how to DJ. And it's all well and good. I listen to a lot of electronic music. I listen to a lot of DJs, and I can listen to that as much as I want to. But I've never tried to DJ on a pair of decks. So as much as I listen to it, it's not helping me become a DJ or learn how to DJ. Not that I really want to become one, but you know what I mean? Like, it's not helping me learn how to DJ just by listening to DJs. I've actually got to put it into practice, mixing and beat matching and all that.
Yeah, it's training. No, it is. It's training your ears to what you like.
Yeah.
Right. So when you learn the technicals, this is what I say to photographers.
And you got to train your eye, and then you learn
Yeah, it's like collect the photos that really talk to you from other photographers, not just from one photographer, from as many as you can. Train your eye by continually looking at your favorite photography.
Yeah.
Then when you lift the camera and take a picture, you're going to say, this isn't up to my level. And eventually, just because of you learning what you like, you'll start to learn what you don't like and then know how to fix it, as long as you know the technicals. So if you're going to go into DJ, beat matching and things like that is not very hard, because there's software programs that will do it for you.
Yeah.
There's a thing called mixing key. You put it there, it'll only put every song in the same key, the same beat.
But I don't want to do that. I want to be like cool and
No, you still do. You're still doing that, but what it's doing, it's giving you the songs are already in that key and tempo.
Right.
Or songs that are a complementary tempo to go to. So, the beat will change all night, but you can't go from this tempo to that tempo. It's just like complementary colours.
Yeah.
You get colours that clash, and then you get colours that are like opposites that work together. Tempos work the same way. And then pitches work the same way. You can go from this key to this key, but you can never go from this key to that key.
Which is why psytrance, which is what I want to learn how to DJ, is the hardest one because it's so different. Whereas at least if I wanted to do techno, easy, it's all the same song.
Yeah.
But
still, there's programs that'll say that any of these songs will come perfectly after this beat.
Yeah.
So you can go, oh yeah, that's a really cool one, and you can start having them written out in the order you're going to run them.
But is doing something like that kind of like putting your camera into like aperture priority or something? Whereas,
don't you think the really good DJs will be sitting there, they've already trained their brain that good that, yeah, I reckon this song will follow it and grab the record out of the pile. You don't have it pre-written.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's after that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, like, it's like shooting in manual.
Yeah, but you still got to start somewhere.
So we've got to start.
Not many people start shooting in manual.
I did.
Oh, that's because you're so old. They didn't have anything called automatic.
No, I think in high school I did shoot in auto. But, I mean, working for you, I'm not a photographer and I can do manual.
Yeah, no, you're just being given a film camera.
I know. Thank you for that. I'm excited.
You're excited.
I can finally stop saying to people, I'm not a photographer, don't ask me technical stuff. That's still to come though. Still don't ask me technical stuff, please. I don't know.
But you haven't told me do you want black and white or colour film?
I don't know.
Because you got black and white in there at the moment.
Oh, that's all right. We'll do with that for now.
I can get you some colour. I've got some Provia and I've got some old Velvia. You'd like Velvia.
Cool.
Saturated. So.
Well, we'll just leave it as black and white for now. And then after that, I'll change it up. And then maybe I'll...
But if you're going to start developing the film and you're not developing colour.
Oh. Why not?
Oh, I think it's harder.
Oh. I can do it.
You can do it.
I got skills.
You got skills.
Yeah.
Bec skills.
Bec skills.
Yeah. So what did you have on your list?
This isn't a list. This is I write down what we spoke about.
You've come here empty again.
No, I was going to contribute the email that we received. I just can't remember the full question. It's in your notes. I kind of remember.
You can't see it from there.
I can remember the gist of it though, and the gist of it was
the gist is already something we've spoken. Well, it's something I think every day, every single day, especially on Facebook. Believe it or not, Facebook I find the worst.
I find YouTube worse.
No, because I get every day on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
And even on all you got to do is go to my Instagram page, look at where there's not a love heart.
Right.
But it'll only be a very small, meant to be nice, but that's not what the photo's about. And if that's what you're seeing into it, I don't like. And I
we
know
should explain the question because we haven't actually explained the question, so people are probably really confused about what we're talking about.
Isn't that what we do?
No.
I thought we just confused people.
Can you please unlock that so I could at least...
Unlock it. Are you going to be able to see it from that far?
I'll just quickly move a little bit. Sorry for the bang.
Copy the bang. I can't make it bigger,
That's
so...
all right.
Oh, have you got your glasses? Oh, she has got glasses on. You right?
Yeah, so it was...
You're good talking from way over there. Why don't you just go down the toilet and tell us?
So it was about how we deal with inappropriate comments on social media. And the photographer that emailed us said that they were recently dealing with this, and a model they had worked with was dealing with a lot of inappropriate comments, and people were going through her account and reporting photos and just leaving comments and just asking us how we deal with stuff that's like either derogatory or just comes across as creepy, or is just plain rude. Just how we deal with bad stuff on social media when it comes to comments. And this photographer said that they just normally scroll past it or delete it, but they know that some people it can really, really affect. So he was just asking like our
we know
views
for
on
a fact that there's models that will go and look at the comments that have been made.
Yep. And get really, really down about them.
Yeah, they're not going to ever comment on it. No. That's just going to affect them deeply. And it'll be through some insensitive person that doesn't even think about what they're saying. But there's lots I can bring up. I don't know. I know it sounds really safe and innocent, but I really don't like it. Oh, she looks so sexy. It's not.
You don't like that word.
But yeah, I don't mind a woman saying she looks sexy because that's my whole aim of my photography, to make women look good for women.
To be honest, I don't really like the word either.
Well, I'm not a big fan.
I don't like
to me, sexy means dragging it towards sex. And that's not what I want people thinking about when they're looking at my picture.
If anything, I'd say it to my friends in like a comical way. Like I'd tell one of my girlfriends like, damn, that's sexy. But I'd do it in like a funny kind of like.
You ever heard me say that word?
No.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not.
Anyway, so some people use the word a lot, but for me, I'm not going to ban you or delete the thing.
No.
It's just something that that's not really. If you said that looked beautiful, that looks stunning, that's really nice. They sit with me really well, but sexy for some reason doesn't.
Yeah.
But then I had one recently on Facebook, and he basically stated out, I know I'm going to get attacked by everybody. So you already know what you're about to say.
So why do you have to say it?
And he goes, in my opinion, this is one of yours photos because the model looks drowsy, dumb, and uninterested. And I know for a fact that model would have been watching that.
Yeah, and she would have been devastated to see that. And if you started off with, I know I'm going to get attacked, you know it's wrong, so why do you have to say
continue.
it?
Well, I told you, I said to him straight, well, that is your opinion.
Yeah, I think this is what we spoke about last time we spoke about social media.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
And basically he ended up seeing, I said, but me personally would never go to somebody else's site and throw my opinion, my negative opinion about somebody's work. I can't see any professional photographer, professional musician, or anything that needs to feel the need to put their opinion on somebody else's work. Yeah. But anyway, he did agree with me, and then he actually removed his post.
Yeah, but like how do you handle these kind of comments? Like, so how do you, like, what's your way of handling it? Like, do you delete them? Do you just scroll past them? Like, does it get to you?
It gets to me, but the horrible, and there's ones that that I delete. You still manage to find them. I don't know how.
I have my ways.
Yeah, well, how do you do it so I can delete them? There's comments made about Bec, and there's comments made about Rara, there's comments made. So there's quite a few of the models I work with, there's something where it becomes a re-offending comment. One of them might feed the girl a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Sorry, the world's problem is obesity, not anorexia.
Well, it's still a massive problem in the world.
It's not that big.
Yeah, but it's still a big
it's
problem.
It's tiny.
But still, it's still a big problem.
1% to 50%.
Okay, but it's not diminishing.
Well, do you ever see any people say, stop eating hamburgers?
No, but that's what I was about to get to. I'm just saying, don't undermine that anorexia. It's not a big problem.
Anorexia is a problem, but just because the best thing I can say is if you have a look at any athlete, you have a look at any native person still living in their native environment, they are what we're supposed to look like.
Yeah, I know.
You look at all animals. Animals aren't fat. They're lean.
Yeah, I know.
They eat to survive. They don't overeat, except for things like bears to hibernate. And
for sure.
Elephants are big. They're not eating to be fat. That's just the size
that's their
of
makeup,
them.
Yeah.
So when they say, especially to people like you and Rara, eat a burger, if you saw what these girls eat, like, I think you eat more pizza than I eat.
I get really offended by, I had a comment on my own Instagram a couple months ago, and I it's hard because I don't think the person meant it as, actually no, they told me they didn't mean it in a bad way, but they did comment on one of my photos telling me to eat a sandwich. And that really upsets me because my body has always been like this. I've always been lanky. I've always been extremely skinny. And
well, you told me straight. Your biggest hate when you were young is you got called beanpole. You got stirred about how tall and how skinny you were.
Yeah, and back in the days of MySpace and stuff when we had like anonymous messaging and bullies just went crazy on it. The one thing I always got accused of was having an eating disorder, and no matter how much I screamed, I don't have an eating disorder, this is my natural body, it really upset me. So when someone leaves a comment like that, it really bothers me. So I just replied to this person and said, how rude, like that is a really insensitive thing for you to say. And they came back and apologized. I'm like, I'm so sorry, like I meant it as a joke, like, but obviously you can't hear tone of voice through the internet. So they apologized and did say they meant it as a joke, but still I think that's the unfortunate thing is you can't tell if something is meant to be like, dark humor, but I just don't find that funny. personally.
Yeah, I still find things like jokes now. I still find there was plenty of comments that come through as a joke, and I go, well, I don't know you.
Yeah, I think that's what
and the model
line
doesn't know you, and that this is just you having a laugh at yourself.
Yeah, I think jokes like that, like I've got a pretty dark sense of humor, but
No.
I have a really dark sense
Never.
of humor, but I don't share that with people unless I personally know them. Like all of my friends, if they're like, I don't even think I should go into some of like me and my friends have like some of the conversations me and my friends
Why
have.
do you think I employed you?
Dark sense of humor, but I don't share that with people I don't know because they're not going to get it and they're just going to think I'm some sadistic.
Well, that was the whole reason when I employed you, I needed somebody who could put up with a very weird sense of humor, but it's
that
100% a sense of humor. It's got nothing about
but you also
being
need to
nasty
know
to anybody. You need to know me.
But you need to know people before you say it. So, but jumping back to the comments thing, like it's something that does. The internet affects me. Comments affect me a lot.
I think it affects a lot of people. If you think of how many people on there don't comment ever, and then there's other people only comment nice.
Yeah.
But then there's that few that only comment negative or smart ass.
Yeah.
But they're more the smart ass ones that we get on the YouTube. And I know I've spoken about this a bit, so I don't want to go too deep into it. But my whole thing is if it is fully inappropriate, like anybody that says, and this is something I did want to, I think I spoke to you briefly about, there is something we can put in for a first-time commenter on our YouTube. So I can't remember where you find it. But for someone who's never commented on your YouTube before, the first comment they write, it'll come up with the rules. So they know if your comment gets deleted, that's because these are the rules about commenting. And one of those, I want to put one of the comments is about anything putting a model down or making fun of a model, making sexual suggestions, what you're going to do with the model. Leave some of the ones that,
That's gross.
Just gross. Those I'm going to delete.
Those you delete.
Others that I just don't like, they just sit there.
Yeah.
I do nothing about it. If the person's just been trying to be funny,
Just leave it.
no, I might hide the comment.
Okay.
So they'll still see it.
No.
Overall, I never felt that person was a problem.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to block or shadow ban him type thing. I'm just saying that I don't like that comment attached. I'm going to hide it.
Yep.
But it's really, really hard. I think and it's somebody that I've been having a little bit of fun with on YouTube at the moment. And he was sort of saying that I was insecure because I couldn't take his opinion.
It's like, well, you're secure enough to don't have to give your opinion. Like,
yeah, well, I pretty much came back along those lines in a nice way. I just said, look, he was calling me unprofessional because I couldn't take an opinion and I'm insecure because I just went back at him and said, well, professional people and secure people don't feel the need to give their opinion to somebody else.
yeah.
They've got no need to say anything. I find it's more the insecure people goes, they're either jealous, they're either, why haven't I got this many following, or what, I'm better than he. That type of person are the ones who are going to leave those comments.
Yeah.
And I think some people just need to get away from the internet for a little bit.
Totally.
And one of my little things I said to her, you'd be so much better at what you do if you just didn't waste this time doing what you're doing now. If you put this effort into creating better, I think it was running photographic courses and that.
Yeah, so put your effort into that.
Put your effort into your business rather than being a negative Nancy.
Well, yeah, and... Yeah. Oh, sorry. It's just while it's fresh in my mind, I was going to say that jumping on that, like in my way of dealing with the inappropriate or negative comments is kind of like sometimes I will directly reply and call them out because I find that people do sometimes need to be called out. So I'll just reply directly to them and say like, hey, that's not cool. Sometimes I just delete it. If someone's a repeat offender of it being really bad, I just block. But because comments do get to me, and I mean, at the moment I'm feeling, kind of mentally stable, but not too long ago I wasn't and I couldn't handle it. So I guess, I think it was Steve who asked this question. If if you're listening to this, you can tell this to the model that was struggling with this. What I did when I was struggling is you can go onto Instagram and in your settings, I think you go to settings and then privacy and then comments. And then there's a little toggle that you can turn on that says that only people that you're following can comment on your photos. So I turned that on for a while because I'm only following my friends. So it just meant that no one but my friends could comment on my photos. And that was perfect. Like, I didn't care that I was only getting 5 comments on a photo. It was all my friends, and that's all I really cared about anyway.
Yes.
So I did that for a good 6 months, and then I started to feel a bit better, and I was like, yeah, you know what, I can turn it back on for everyone now. So, but I go through waves of that sometimes. I'm like, you know what, I just decided I'm going to limit my stuff.
Well, you did something on our YouTube that you could pick words you banned.
Yeah, I have that.
So there's certain words.
I still have that.
You still have that.
And they go to held for review.
They get held for review, yeah. So it's just, certain words. And I think they might be using it in an all right way. But
I still want to review it before I allow it because it might be used in a bad way. So
you're going to do like Facebook reviews where we're just going to delete it, not tell you what we deleted, not tell you why it's deleted.
I hate that.
We're just going to say that we deleted something of yours. Can you please not do it again?
That's so
they do it with our group. They remove pictures that we haven't even approved, I think.
My eczema's playing up. It's itchy.
Doesn't that happen when you don't drink enough?
Sorry, I drink more.
Well, you haven't been to a door.
Anyway, so they delete it,
Yeah, they're just
like,
we've got our own community page, and Bec and I are the moderators, and once a day Bec will go through, I'll do it on weekends, go through and then just approve the pictures because there's some stuff that we don't want our channel banned because someone wants to put...
Or if someone puts like bars across nipples.
Yeah, there's certain rules that we've got. But then now Facebook just goes, we've removed some content.
Because it goes against our guidelines.
So what was the content? Who put it up there? It can't show you.
Well, how am I going to know?
How can we even send a message to the person that this picture was inappropriate?
Probably shouldn't have done that. YouTube might ban me.
What, they hadn't... getting rid of a flea on your head. Stop with that. You just told the robots what to look for.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't.
They're going to attack you now.
Let's move on. Swiftly. But so I hope that answers how we deal with it. Like,
I think the best thing is, I think hopefully everyone that listens to us or puts up with us are not that type of person.
No, they're not. I know they're not.
We don't need to preach to them, and I think... Like, if we all are a bit thicker in skin and try not to just think, well, that person doesn't live in my world, let alone my universe. So why do I care what that person... It's like the guys who wolf whistle. Well, I don't think they're allowed to anymore. But off the building sites, I would love to know any guy that's got a girl go, can we have a date?
Yeah.
So I really find it weird that some guys just feel a need to say something, and 99% of women would go, you are a loser.
Yeah. Like compliments are nice and all, but sometimes it's just a bit like...
Yeah, but it depends on the comment. If someone says nice ass, you're not going to take that as a compliment. If it was your girlfriend, you would.
Yeah.
But stranger, you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't know. It's also exhausting, really.
Well, don't think about it.
It's just... Anyways, I hope that we covered that. I think we did. I think that's our second rant about social media, so I think we're kind of covered.
Yeah, I don't think we need to rant.
But I hope that helps with people, like, just knowing that, like, it does happen and there is going to be awful comments and we get them too. And hopefully our coping mechanisms can help you. Honestly, I do highly recommend the limiting comments thing, though. That helped me so much. Even my log out helped me when I had to do that, when I logged out. That was... But no,
you did that a couple of times.
I do it every now and then. I log out for a month or so. But limiting comments really helped. So if you are struggling really bad, I highly recommend taking advantage of those privacy settings. Helps amazingly.
Well, one of the things I do, and I think you used to have a go at me, you don't anymore, is because I want to answer comments, which means I have to read them all.
Yeah.
Well, before I felt the need to answer them, I didn't need to read them.
Yeah.
So I didn't see the good ones and I didn't see the bad ones.
You just,
I didn't see any of them. But now it's good. Look, we get such fluffy comments. The fluffy comments are 10 times better than the bad ones. So they're sort of like, that horrible comment, you just disappeared into wasteland because this fluffy comment, this person's amazing,
We
and they
actually
just
have nice
destroyed
people.
you.
Like I said, legends.
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 Yeah.
We have so many legends.
Legends of the Fall.
Yes. Never seen that movie. Of course I haven't.
Yeah, of course you haven't. Because I watched Harry Potter for the 7,000th time.
What's wrong with that?
How can we all... No, we're not going to go to food or movies. all
We
right?
can't help it. That's all. That's like our, aside from photography, that's all we talk about. Or rant about social media. What else? I don't know what else to talk about. That's kind of our personality traits.
What? Food?
Food and movies.
Well, would you eat a sandwich?
Oh my gosh, full circle. Jeez Louise.
Cheers, Louise.
Jeez Louise. What are you doing this weekend?
I'm cooking steaks.
Cooking steaks.
I got told I'm cooking steaks.
By your daughter.
No, by my son-in-law.
No.
Now he's got fussy to which steak.
Oh, this sounds like me.
And then when I said, how do you... Oh, you know the best. You know, you pick whatever's the best and you cook your way. And I said, but you were telling me the other way. Yeah. But I'm also going to try that thing I showed you, the chicken buns thing.
Oh, yeah.
Steamed buns with the chili chicken, and
Let me know how it goes.
I'll let you know how it goes.
I love
I'm
how
going to do a
we're back
batch.
talking about food again.
And I will do a batch of pizza dough so we can have some pizza during the week.
Thank you. I've been
Thank
missing
you.
pizza.
You haven't done it for a couple of weeks.
I know. Well, this is why I should eat a pizza, shouldn't I?
But now I've got this weekend's looking like it's going to be wet, so I can't do what I was going to do outside. So I'm definitely going to write some music.
Yeah, cool.
And if if what you've picked out isn't good enough, I'll write something for that.
Cool.
But I want to start writing that one for that slideshow thing.
See, I love that, like, since your whole shift in things.
I have weekends.
Yeah, and so even before, like on a Friday and then even on a Monday when I ask you how was your weekend, it's so much nicer coming in on a Monday and saying, how was your weekend? And going, yeah, it was good and this, that and the other, whereas before, but how was your weekend? Meh.
I didn't go no. I said
Yes,
it just
you
works.
did. No, you would go, meh.
Meh.
That's what you would do. Whereas at least saying, oh, it was good, I did this, I did that.
Yeah, but that's you on a Monday morning. So how's your... tired.
Because I had fun.
Tired.
Tired. No, I'm not that bad. I'm not even tired because I had fun.
Every Monday morning, I'm so tired.
Yeah, always.
Well, don't you have a weekend to sleep so you can get fresh for your boss again?
We have a weekend party.
Weekend to parties.
So yes.
So yes, no, I've got
It's nice.
exciting this week. There's no more F1 for a month, so that frees up a bit of my time. But yeah, I'm going to write some music. I'm going to most likely do your little video and maybe Tessa's.
Cool.
And I'll
Wait, which
also
one of
do some more
Tessa's? Oh,
printing.
the one from London.
The one in your bright room in London.
With the paint full in my comfortable and modern room.
And I want to, I was going to do, no, I might as well do that tonight though. I was going to learns tonight. Learn. So I was going to learns and then I was going to do's.
Cool.
So you remember I said I was having trouble grading that bit of footage? So I'm just going to go back to scratch. And even though I know all of this, a lot of the stuff, I've never actually done it step by step, like one of the tutorials on YouTube said to do it. So I'm going to actually go step by step and do what he suggested to do to fix something that's the color. I can get the skin tones right, but still feeling the wrong color. So I want to see his tricks from there on. But I don't know, I'm getting a bit annoyed sort of a lot of people sell you plugins and then when Apple changed, not one of them bothered to fix them again. They all disappeared. Oh, this is too hard. I'm not doing this anymore.
That's annoying.
And now awesome plugins. There's two awesome plugins. There's one, Apply LUT, and it was really cool.
It doesn't work anymore?
No.
Yeah. That sucks.
That sucks, but yeah. My weekend. Well, you don't have to air out your tent this weekend.
No, I don't. It's all like nice and aired and packed away or ready for a nice summertime doof in March.
Don't move me much.
Yes. Unless I go to one before then. I don't know if I...
You won't be going. Don't you have one earlier?
No, SO's in March.
There's nothing in January, February?
Rainbow used to be in January, but
that's right.
it's not anymore.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
I loved Rainbow. But no. So unless I get invited to another small one, that should be fun, as long as it's in summer.
You're not winter.
No, and no more mud, no more rain, please. Although it rained at Rainbow one year, ironic. I think that was the year, that year was weird. It rained and there was a fire. I thought I was going to die. The fire was very scary.
Fire was very scary.
Yeah, lightning.
Fires are scary.
I know, lightning struck a tree in the middle, like right next to thankfully we were in the east, not in the south campgrounds, but right next to the south campgrounds, tree stuck fire and then there was fire trucks and everything. I was like, well, I'm going to die.
Electrifying.
Because Jared, like both me and Jared had been drinking all day, so we couldn't have driven the car.
You wouldn't have done that.
we couldn't drive and we were like, well, guess this is it for us. That was fun. But no, they contained it. They were good. Anyways.
So I mean to ask you.
What?
We did a photo shoot earlier this week. What'd you change?
What do you mean?
Well, the previous 2 photo shoots, it was like sort of pulling tooth out of a infected lion's mouth.
My infected
splattered shoot.
Pulling the tooth out of my ragdoll.
Your cat, yeah. But then all of a sudden...
I was good again. I don't know.
What were you thinking about? Or was it just mood?
It might just be my mood. And I don't know. I think I was putting pressure on myself or something. I don't know. It might have just been putting too much pressure on myself.
Yeah, so I went through them to sort of short them down. But she hasn't shot like this since overseas.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I was just in a good mood.
Oh.
And
right, so we only shoot when you're in a good mood.
I honestly don't know. I can't even think. What did we shoot? What was I wearing?
What did we shoot? What was I wearing? I don't think you're wearing anything. You started off with the boots that didn't work.
Oh, that's right.
Leotard.
And then we did the natural lights. Oh, yeah, that's that. I don't know. I think I was just feeling good. And like it's interesting though, because it wasn't working at first. And normally when it's not working, it sends me on a real downward spiral.
Yeah, that's because you'd picked a picture out and I knew the lighting was going to be across the face, not attractive. But if you ignore that, it's still getting.
Oh, it wasn't that. It was more I didn't like my styling. Well, I thought it looked cool in real life, but then when you took a photo, it didn't look so cool. Yeah. And then we couldn't find any styling to match the lighting. And so we just scrapped all of that and moved to natural light. But normally when that happens, I start to go downhill because I see bad photos coming up and that puts me in oh no.
Is it because I started playing around with the
that was cool. I liked that.
While we were shooting, that gave you more of a feel what it was going to end up like? No?
I don't think, it might have. I don't think that played a huge role. I don't know. I think maybe it was, anyway, most of all, I'm surprised that seeing it starting bad didn't put me off because that normally puts me off horribly.
Not every time.
Really?
We've had a few shoots that start off terrible and we end up getting amazing pictures out of them.
Well, there you go. Well, I don't know. I think I was just in a good mood and I think I was just seeing cool photos that I liked. And I think also the shoots that we've done since we've been back, have we tried to film every one of those?
No, I think only one.
Oh. I think the extra cameras, I think that shoot put me off having the extra cameras. And also I find when you're filming, you tend to rush a lot more and that puts me off. Whereas I feel like slowing down.
I try as hard as I can.
I know for editing, you don't want it to go for 5 billion hours because it means you've got to go through like 5 billion hours worth of footage. I understand that.
And I try to get to a point quickly, whereas I don't do that. That's why the one I'm editing now in Frankenfurter.
Yeah.
There's so much really inappropriate stuff in there, but I didn't cut it out.
We would never be inappropriate.
Just our talk was a pretty bit low. There was 2 bits I did cut out.
It was a bit too far.
Yeah, you would have been cancelled.
Okay, well.
I've left my bits in. I just removed yours.
Thanks.
No, they're not that bad. No, they seriously weren't that bad. But it was more. It was in-house joke, and nobody would have got it anyway. So it was just an in-house joke. But
we have a lot of those. I think we've been pretty tame not making too many in jokes on the podcast. We have a lot of those.
We save them for outside the podcast. Yeah. Do that in front of models and you look at stupid.
Yeah, everyone thinks we're crazy people, which we are. So that's fun.
But yeah, the one that... Oh.
That went quick.
It did go quick. It must be a Friday. So you're going to start humming to it. Bec hums to ads on TV. Serious. Like, it's bad enough it's an ad, and it's even worse that you start, this should be a top 10 single. It's not like the song that was a single. It's an actual ad jingle
I never said it was good. It was just I
you
know
still
it
hum
because
to
I play it all the time and I know how it goes. And I'm just, I'm just having a good old time. Just having a boogie.
Good old time.
Anyway, sorry, you were saying?
Well, I was just saying that I really have enjoyed, but you were natural with that. And we needed one more camera just to keep me happy. But those cameras didn't affect you and wins. Maybe we just got to do it without having somebody else there.
I don't know.
Well, I know for a fact that even though you say it doesn't bother you, it's still a pair of eyes that were never there on a normal shoot.
We can try it again. We'll see how I go. I think I just need to be in a mood. I think it's a mood. I think just haven't been in a good mood. I think I've been cold and I haven't been in a good mood. And I think...
Oh, that's right. It was warm over there, so...
Yeah, and I think the other day, I don't know, I think I had lots of heaters on me. And I was in a good mood.
I had lots of heaters on.
If I could tell you, I can't tell you my secrets because if I did, then everyone would know them. And they're mine. They're my special secrets.
But sometimes I like to know trigger points. But so your trigger point changes every shoot.
Yeah.
So it might be this person this day and then for this minute and then next minute, oh no, I've moved on from that person.
Yeah, so that might be the reason why things aren't working because I just...
Picked the wrong...
DVD symbol bouncing around.
Anyway, I think we've done our 55 minutes, so
nearly home time.
Yep, Friday.
Sick. Have a good weekend, everyone. Thanks for listening. See you next time.